Scott Tegi Gamon. I'm 64 years old. I live in Sydney.
Now, the last time someone spoke to you in this context was 1994.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
A long time ago, roughly about 100 years ago now.
Yeah, it was actually 31 years ago. I was 34 years at the time.
And this was for a program on SBS called Front Up.
Yes, it was. It was with Andrew Urban, and he caught me walking down Oxford Street in Darlinghurst.
And what was his opening line?
I think he just walked up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Andrew. We're doing a program called Front Up. Can we talk to you?" And I said, "Yeah, no worries."
Let's talk. What was his opening sentence?
So where are you from? Are you from America? And that started my, conversation about where I was from and how I got here.
And in that conversation, you covered a whole series of topics from racism to disability and relationships even.
That's right.
And it's only just been released again, and it's gone a little bit nuts. Why do you think that's happened?
I think that it was just released. It got dropped into a fair many people's feeds. I was getting messages from friends saying that this video had dropped, and I think maybe Australia's going through a period at the moment where we're questioning how we treat people in our community. SBS must have been featuring racism as a topic, and so. Yes, this video that's 31 years old has popped into everyone's feed.
So essentially what we're doing here today, Lachelle, is a sequel to that interview.
Yes. So I had a lot of people say that they're really invested. They want to hear about, what I've been doing over the last, 38 years now or something. So I wanted to just present to them some, where's Lachelle now? What has she been doing? A lot of people thought I left and went back to America, but no, I haven't. I've pretty much maintained my presence here in Australia.
Why are you still here?
I love it. Australia's a great country. It's an absolutely beautiful community. I think I kind of fought my way to stick around. My spirit wanted me to be here. That's the only thing I can say. I don't remember ever getting on a plane before I got on the plane to come to Australia at 26 years of age. My spirit was battling for me to be here.
Let's kick off with racism as our first topic, only because that seemed to be the hot topic that had attracted so many views in the last couple of weeks. How different is the racism landscape in 2026 than it was in the 80s?
It's a great question. It's really interesting. I started off with the story of how I came to be in Australia. I worked at a summer camp where a girl we'd become friends, kind of like pen pals, and we'd been in touch with each other for 4 or 5 years. I decided to come to Australia when it became quite a popular destination in America. I didn't realize that, issues that she had to address with her own family and their own racism. But I quickly resolved that situation by moving on. But throughout the 30 some odd years, I was in Adelaide once with a friend, and we were looking at antique shops on a sidewalk, and I heard the N-word screamed at me, and this was a ute driving by with 4 or 5 Caucasian boys in it. I looked up and I gave him the finger. So that was my response, and that would have happened in mid 2000s. See, because I wasn't afraid then. Now, if I was a child, and I am a child of the 60s, but if I were 18 or 19 years old in the 60s, I would have probably been afraid to respond. I have, that one incident is an incident that maybe I was shocked at, having someone invite me knowing that I was black and then not being able to carry forth the relationship. But as I became a member of the Australian community, I experienced that. I think the greatest difficulty for me was working in the workplace and having to be managed by white women maybe women that were 10, 20 years younger than me, but just the attitude and behavior of these women who, look, I'm an intellectual person, but I always felt that there was a hint of racism in me doing my job because I was good at my job. And that would have happened 5 or 6 times. You know, I've been put in positions where things that would go into, say, the human resources area, into work performance issues because I had an attitude problem. I mean, these are things that I grew up with in Australia.